Welcome to Crypto Flywheel, the podcast where we spin up strategies to turn your digital efforts into unstoppable momentum. Now, let's get that flywheel turning.
Today, we're going to discuss retail's panicking over the market correction. We're going to discuss XRP Army. We're going to discuss Epstein files that was released, and we're going to talk about the White House. Professor X, do you have anything else to add?
I actually would like to echo the geopolitical narrative as well as and what it means into real time, why this crypto market is acting the way it is, as well as the central banks, the logistics, energy, the Genius Act, and so forth and so on. Tie it all back into digital assets, So,
retail's been panicking. People that I've heard calling, reaching out, they're confused, don't know what to do, right? Retail's panic selling, but where is the institutional money flowing in?
Yeah.
In a down market. But where's it going? It's not going to Bitcoin.
I think, yeah.
Bitcoin has nothing but outflows going out. It's not going to Ethereum. It's nothing but outflows. It's XRP. They have over 15.6 million in inflows. The rotation is starting and it's small now, but the direction actually matters, don't you think? Institutions don't chase hype in choppy markets. They position for fundamentals. So XRP is one of those major assets with inflows while BTC and ETH bleed out, right? So random, So why is that? It's cross-border payments, quadrillion-dollar problem that it's going to solve. Regulatory clarity arriving, infrastructure's already built. When markets calm, capital flows to utility. So the smart money, it's front running that shift. Are you positioned with them or are you against them? Most people assume crypto is dead because how the markets are looking, but time and time again, the industry proves that progress is the loudest when price is most quiet. So we've been in a downtrend for about 3 months now, but even then, progress isn't just visible. It's clear as day and louder than ever before. So here are 7 developments that I want to discuss, just to let you know that, where the market is going, but it's quiet. Everything's quiet and it's done on the download. So 1, XLM partners with U.S. Bank of Marshall Islands government. Stellar's been progressing rapidly in the world of tokenization. Then we have HBAR, verifiable compute with Dell recently. So we saw Dell with Equity Labs put out reports around verifiable compute. This is none other than the AI integrity platform that Equity Labs on Hedera is building with NVIDIA and Intel. So then we got XRP, RLUSD gaining global level approval. Last year, we saw Ripple launch RLUSD. This year, we're seeing rapid advancements from expansions to other jurisdictions to official regulatory approval for legal use. All these things are happening, but the prices are low. People panic. I don't get it. Let's take a look at Quant. UNT selected for UK finance GBTD back in 2024. We saw Quant go beyond just delivering on the UK RLM. So then we have IOTA. These are all ISO projects that I'm talking about. I mean, we discuss ISOs all the time. So IOTA, they adapt with World Economic Forum and African leaders for the past few years. We've seen IOTA work with the leaders across Africa for modernizing Africa's trade system. So then you got Ondo. I mean, we never spoke about Ondo before, but Ondo is another one that's been building. So now we see Ondo launching an official fund on chain, right? So, but what makes this one special is that the asset management giant State Street themselves are beginning to get involved. We don't forget about XDC. The first blockchain network on AMA XDC has joined some elite company, right? In fact, as of now, they are only public DLT in this elite company. So These are things that are happening. Prices are down and people are getting scared. I don't get it. What are your thoughts on that, Professor?
So, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, everything for what our listeners need to understand is this. It's simple. We at Crypto Flywheel, our narrative is basically understanding the market, right? The market sentiment is not what the media tells you. Market sentiment happens based off of institutions and the macro stress plus geopolitical risk. And that's what's back in the driver's seat right now. I mean, when I say that, I mean, like, crypto is behaving less like a tech bet right now and more like a real-time liquidity barometer. So what does that mean? That means like a liquidity barometer in the sense that, look, there's a lot of money that's going out, flowing out of BTC and Ethereum and going into these ISO project, real world asset tokenization, all of this stuff, even with the Genius Act not being passed as yet, right? The Clarity Act. So, I mean, all stable coins are the future, and that's the hedge that the institutions are looking to bet on for the uncertainty within the fiat system. So you're talking about a lot of these things that Digital X just told us. It's been happening, like Canton. We talked about Canton Network. You know, they're in partnership with DTCC, and XRP is inherently bridging their payment settlement rails, right? So you're talking about all of these things coming on chain. And all of these things, what I mean by things, I mean the institutional transactions, from banking systems to big business, enterprise business, all of this stuff is coming on chain. Whether the mainstream media talks about it or not, it's what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's what I have to add, Digital X.
I mean, the whole market is down, right? So isolating one project, people fearing what they hold, I mean, they have to be a little bit more mentally strong, right? Yeah, they have to be tough, right? So,
yes,
so I got something for the XRP army. I mean, we've been in this space for quite a bit, and we've been part of the XRP army. So this is for the XRP army. We all endured years of regulatory capture, but held on strong with our conviction, even through the lawsuits and the paid media FUD organized to suppress the coin, right? Remember that? But we still held on because we know from ashes,
absolutely,
the phoenix will rise, and we can't and we won't break, right? So regulatory clarity is already here for XRP. So if you're scared, don't be scared. Have some faith. Be strong. Ripple's entire infrastructure is protected under U.S. law. You got to understand that. So patents to tech stack to partnerships are all locked down. Good luck to any institution trying to copy or replace it. They won't be able to. XRP isn't just another coin. It's the only real solution to the decades-long crisis in this global finance. So when you're the media pushing BTC and Ethereum, ask yourself why. It's because that was the old system. Now awaits the king of them all. Clarity is here. That's what they fear the most. So truth is here. So like I said, from ashes, the phoenix will rise. And time will vindicate every single one of us who held, believed, and stayed. We were never wrong. We were just early, right?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And what I need to also stress is, from what Digital X just said, is simple. All this price action that's going down, they're trying to flush out these, they call in crypto, what's it? Not diamond hands. What's the other one? I totally forgot what the paper hands, right? They don't have the confidence. They're always relying on the price. Look, this is not a speculative group of coins that we're talking about. They are providing solutions for the new financial system. We're talking about hundreds of years, like almost a century, over a century old legacy system of, payment processing, ACH, it used to take 2 weeks to settle. Now, and then recently, we talked about it, T plus 3, T plus 2, now T plus 0 we're doing. Like, that's what we're heading towards. So it's not speculation, guys. It's totally settlement layer coins. And the blockchains that we're talking about, that we're tracking, is settlement layer. So it's got its own utility within the finance world and the trade finance world. Today's show is very simple. The world is getting more expensive, and we all know it. Our dollar is not going as far as it used to 5 years ago, right? So keep that in mind. Don't listen. I keep saying we have to go through and see through the smoke screens, right? And that's what's happening right now. Mainstream media is painting a picture. We need to see through that. And that's why we're the XRP army, whatever you want to be, the whole ecosystem. We're talking about XRP, QNT, XLM, XDC, Algo, HBAR. All of these are IOTA. These are all financial coins that are going to be
You're right.
the fundamentals
You're right.
of the finance
These
world.
coins have
So
already
keep that in
been
mind.
pre-selected. Just like our politicians, we don't elect them. They're pre-selected. Yeah, they select them. And just like that,
We select them.
they selected
Yes.
these projects. So they're not going to tell you, hey, we got these, So this is what we're going to use. So why don't you put your money in it and invest so you can make some money? It doesn't work that way. They move. Yeah. So, hey,
It never has,
having said
and
that, hey,
it never
you
will.
heard about the Epstein files being released? Well, released about 1 million files or something, right?
No, I haven't heard. I'd really like to get into it. I was intrigued by that. So we don't talk about what we're going to talk about until we get onto the show. So we keep it as natural as possible. So I'm excited to hear what you're talking
X,
about.
a whole bunch of files been released, and I was reading about how Epstein was involved with BTC in the early initial stages, how he's involved with, MIT. I mean, it was crazy how it's like a collusion where they wanted to use this to launder money, provide, funding for whatever activities they were doing. I think it was like one of those honeypot type of deals where they could influence people to participate in certain things and have them compromised. I think that was the whole narrative behind this thing, right? So I saw this one article that had talked about Ripple and Stellar. So they've been identified as threats to the financial system in the Epstein files, right? Man, that's crazy, right? So
I'm thinking, I was wondering if they had to do anything with like these, everything in this space, Digital X, is about opacities, right? Opaque power structures, capital flows, financial networks, and all kinds of stuff. So what does it have to do? What is your thought? What are you trying to say about these, Epstein files? And are you saying that some of these files that were released had something to do with the crypto markets?
They've been identified as threats to Epstein, right? So they, after that, sued Ripple to stop XRP because they knew XRP is poised to dominate the global market. And Bitcoin and Michael Saylor are directly connected to Epstein Island, and don't forget about Jamie Dimon and Chase. They're all in collusion. Also, our good friend from MIT that took the chair position at the SEC, our rat-faced Gary Gensler. You remember him? And how can you forget about William Hinman and Jay Clayton? These two fools started this whole issue. They're the ones that released and filed charges, right? And it tanked the price of XRP, right? All of them need to be locked up. This is exactly how Ethereum has received their free pass. And don't forget, I forgot about our elbow-rubbing Joseph Douchebag Lubin. Remember him? Yeah. So, I mean, the reason why I'm so animated about this is because we've invested before the lawsuit was filed. And I know a lot of people that's been affected by it, and it was unfair to the whole community. But the community held strong, and they were adamant about holding on without giving up. And you know what? We remember they had some sort of lawsuit that we participated in. We signed up for that, right? So we had so much conviction.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I remember that.
John Deaton.
That was with what's the name? John Deaton, I think it was.
So I mean,
yeah. I remember that.
Tell me about your experience with that time. Remember, it was a lot of people called and said, "Oh, I want to sell my XRP." I said, "Hey, if you want to sell it, sell it. If you don't have the conviction,
Yeah, I mean, it's Digital X. I mean, even today, I get random texts from my network of guys that I used to help get into digital assets as a whole, because we've been at this for about 6-7 years now. I mean, you 7-8 years, right? So, I mean, we've been at it. We've been studying the space. We've been looking beyond just price action, though we got lucky in the time that we got in and we're able to get some yield. However, right now the market, we're looking at all of these lawsuits. Man, we have not been able to experience the quote unquote crypto millionaire feel from meme projects that have created crypto millionaires, right? We were always grounded under the fundamentals of every project, like namely XRP, XLM, and XDC. These are the three that I started with. They called the three musketeers, right? So I started with those three and then expanded into Algo and HBAR and what's the other one? Algo, HBAR, and what's the other one I'm missing? Quant. Quant was also the top, and I mean, I have my lowest holding in Quant, and I wish I had put more money investment into Quant, because that one's immediately, you're looking at between the top two that are going to have a significant parabolic movement here shortly, once the dust settles, is going to be both Quant and XRP. So I mean, all of this stuff is the narrative that like Digital X was referring to. All of these Jay Claytons and Hinmans of the world that completely destroyed our ability, our chances of gaining so much more yield than we have, because they launched a phony lawsuit just to suppress the price action upwards of XRP and all of these assets. Right now, all of these assets are significantly undervalued. I mean, Quant got to where it is because it inherently needed to, and it was built on Ethereum. That's the only reason I feel like Quant is the only one that has, above, double digits in value right now. Close. It got up to what, 500?
Yeah, 450, 500, somewhere around there.
Plus,
I mean, it
right,
went
right,
up.
Digital X. Yeah, and that was because I firmly believe that only happened because it was built.
Yeah, but
on
Ethereum that's
Ethereum virtual
blockchain
machine,
agnostic, right? So it could be on any.
No. I'm not saying that it was. I'm saying I understand that it's agnostic to any blockchain. I'm just saying that it was initially the infrastructure was put onto that layer one, right? Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it is like because it's an EVM is the reason why. It was built on there, but its functionality fundamentally does not. It doesn't choose any EVM projects or only EVM projects. It facilitates interoperability through the Overledger, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So.
Hopefully this market.
No. Go ahead.
Rebounds and probably helps us.
Well, it's so at the Crypto Flywheel, we do not subscribe to hopium. We need to understand the fundamentals. We try to talk about the fundamentals to show our listeners to make sure that they understand as well that it's not speculative. These coins are not speculative. These coins are going up, whether we like it or not, or whether the institutions like it or not, or whether the lobbyist groups like it or not. The banks, the Clarity Act is being pushed out. The can is being kicked down the road because they are trying to position themselves and get massive positions, like in terms of accumulation, right? That's what they're doing. So the longer that is held out, they can manipulate, make profits, dump on the retail investors, the ones that have the paper hands, don't have diamond hands, and hold on. They see the sentiment, they see the prices go down 50 to 80%, and then they sell. Oh my God, we're going to sell. We need to sell. I need to get out of it before it goes all the way down even further, right? That's what they're banking on. So we need to hang tight.
Yeah,
just like the
hopefully
XRP
we'll
Army
have
did
some hopium
all these years,
tomorrow, because White House just called a crypto summit with Ripple, Coinbase, and major banks during a bank failure because of the 2.51 billion liquidation event that happened. So they don't move this fast on crypto policy, right? So unless something forced their hand, so Ripple's at the table while the old system cracks. So that's it.
Yeah, look, the crypto market, the entire market cap was a little over $3.2 trillion. It is now sitting around 2.75 or 2.7, right? Somewhere around there. The last I checked, it was at 2.7. So they effectively knocked out 600 billion or so in the market cap, right? The overall market cap. That all of that funds went out of BTC. You saw BTC crash all the way to sub 70s, sub 80s. I mean, into the 70s, 76,000. You know, the people that were listening to the mainstream and bought Bitcoin at 85, 90, 95. They were all thinking it's going to 125, 150. Oh, we're sitting at 78 now. I think it's somewhere near 78, 80,000. Right? What do you think that's going to happen to those people who bought in their life savings and put it into
if it goes
Bitcoin?
Down,
you know what I mean?
I don't know the exact number. I don't know if it's like 74 or like 68 or 66,000. Michael Saylor can get margin calls, you know, so and then that could cause another liquidation crisis, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's not just so all these millionaires who got in, they're the ones that are dumping. These whales are the ones that are dumping onto the market, and these crypto maxis, the retail maxis that are sitting there saying that Bitcoin's going to go back. You know, always when you're investing, always invest in projects that have multipliers. XRP still has a huge multiplier effect. Even Quant has a huge multiplier effect. We do not have that for both BTC and Ethereum. Even BNB, it's already somewhere in the... I mean, how much more of a multiplier effect are you expecting for BNB? You know what I mean? So, like, Binance is good. They're international exchange, yes, but it's not solving any real world
you're
utility
referring to the
finance
return on
trade
investment,
finance.
right? I mean, there's going to be multipliers, but the amount in return on investment is much higher in these smaller projects that are suppressed right now, right?
Yes. I meant, okay, so when I think multiplier effect, I'm thinking X. In my mind, I'm thinking 10X. So I get what you mean, yes. So yeah, the 1,000 plus to 10,000 plus percentage gains, you're not going to see in a BTC or an Ethereum or a BNB or even in a Solana. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the Solana is going to be a part of this thing. However, it's not... I don't believe that you're going to see a 10x in Solana. I don't think it's going to get to 1,000.
I think there's a possibility that it may be 1,000
I
or
don't
2,000.
think Solana will get there.
The reason why I'm saying that is because there's a lot of meme coin. There's a lot of developers on that. And the cost, it is very cheap to make transactions on, right?
Yeah, that would probably be the only reason why the transactional TPS
so it's
are
developer
very high,
friendly, right? So
second,
only hiccup that I have with Solana is the blockchain gets clogged up when there's a lot of...
Yeah, so technically I've talked to, I don't remember, I think do you remember me talking to you about that? Where I talked to a developer from Solana, and they told me it was really difficult. I don't know if it's changed since I talked to them. This was about a couple of years ago. So they told me it wasn't very easy to build on the Solana's blockchain, right? They had some weird, I don't know. I'm not technical enough to even comment on it, but this is what he said to me. It was very difficult, especially with smart contract integrations at the time. It was very difficult to build on Solana. So, I mean, it might have gotten easier because that's why you see a lot of deployment on
all right. So you got anything else to add to our...
No, yes, I do. I want to just say this for our listeners. The crypto flywheel just aims to explain to you that the ecosystem, we're not shilling XRP, we're not shilling XR, XLM, XDC, or any of those points. What we're trying to say is we're not telling you to go and buy them either. Do your due diligence, understand the market beyond what mainstream media is telling you. Go and see what type of partnerships, what type of relationships are being built. It's not hyper marketed. You're not seeing marketing material coming out on XRP, XLM, XDC, IOTA, HBAR, all of that stuff. There's a reason behind that, because they're doing everything that needs to be done in terms of development, business development. Institutions are putting their infrastructure onto these chains, right? So just so that they can be at the forefront of this new tech, new innovation. That's what's happening. So speculation-wise, it's not. It's going to be settlement layers. And so our listeners need to comprehend that. And that's all what we're trying to aim for here at the Crypto Flywheel. And take into account all the geopolitical narratives and then the macroeconomics, and then tie it back to, that's what we want to do, is tie it back to digital assets. And digital assets, make no mistake, is the future, whether we like it or not. Money is not going to be in the form of paper, as it does not move fast enough. So
all right, that sounds good.
Anyway,
so let's go ahead and flywheel out of here,
Visual.
Professor.
Yes, sir. So to our listeners, again, please comment, and we have a YouTube also. Just this episode gets played on the YouTube site as well, so you can follow us there as well, so we can and engage there. We can immediately respond there. I know it's less frequent for people to comment on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, but on the YouTube page, please do comment, and we can respond immediately, and then talk about the topics or questions you may have in subsequent episodes. So with that,
thank you.
The Crypto Flywheel is signing off right now. Thank you.